Hello and welcome. Our topic for today is distance yourself from people who disrespect your focus. And this is a strategy that is necessary for growth and success. You got to distance yourself. Sometimes you can't completely stay away, but at least you got to maintain some distance from people who disrespect your focus. Whether you are a high school student, a college student, or a grown adult in the workforce, if somebody is disrespecting your vision, you're going to have to put some distance between you and them. And I'm going to tell you why in a moment. I'm Cassandra Mack, founder of CassandраMackMinistries.com, where we bring you church by phone each and every Sunday. For more information about church by phone, my books, inspirational mugs, tees, hoodies, or corporate training, you can go to our websites. The websites are in the video description box, along with my Amazon author page for the books and my merch page for the merch. So it's all there in the video description box. So you got to distance yourself from people who disrespect your focus. So whatever it is that you are focusing on in this season of your life, whatever your priorities are, and I'm really talking about not just priorities in terms of your personal daily priorities, but your primary focus. What is it that you are trying to achieve in this season of your life? You have got to distance yourself from people who disrespect your focus. So if you are focusing on graduating from high school, and you know that there are certain things that you can't do because you need to graduate, you need to be focusing on passing your classes. So when everybody else wants to hang out and you know that you got to get your grades up because this is like do or die, you got to get it together, then you are going to have to put some boundaries between you and people who are like, hey, it's not that important. Come on now, why you don't want to hang out with us, man? So what? You fail a class. And so when a person doesn't even care whether you fail a class or not, they disrespectful. That's disrespectful, because you care about it. And so if it is important to you and you are around somebody who you are telling them, listen, I didn't do too well last semester and I got to buckle down and I need to pass this class because I'm trying to get into a good college, whatever your reasons are, whether it's college, whatever your goals are for the future. But the point is, your priority is getting out of high school and maintaining a certain average so that you can graduate with a particular average. You tell the people who you spend time with that this is your goal, and they are trashing your goal, trying to get you to cut up and cut class. They disrespectful. You might not see it that way. They're disrespecting your focus. You've articulated your goals, what it is you're trying to do, and essentially they are saying that their desire to do whatever it is that they desire to do trumps your focus. Perhaps you're focusing on building your business, and maybe you are a YouTuber, you have a podcast, maybe you're writing a book, whatever your business is. Maybe you sell jewelry, do hair and makeup, whatever it is. And you can insert the business, the type of business. And this is what you're focusing on right now. And you are putting your time and your energy and your resources into this. And you have people belittling your goals, belittling your dreams, telling you that you're never going to make it. You don't need that energy in your headspace. Your emotional energy is a precious resource. That is your life force. And you need a clear mind. The mind is a domain. The mind is a house. Your mind is the place that houses your goals and your big ideas and your dreams and your innovation and your creativity, resourcefulness, and imagination. A lot of times when you find that you are not at your creative best, and you are not as imaginative and innovative, and you're like, why do I feel stagnant and stuck, and like the ideas are not just flowing and growing in my mind like they used to? Sometimes you can attribute that to somebody who's disrespecting your focus. And so the mental energy that you would use to innovate, to plan, to do process-oriented thinking in terms of figuring out the next step, strategy, and tactic to move your business forward, you busy thinking about, that wasn't nice what they said. Why they always got to come around and, say little slight type of things that try to knock me down? And so the time that you are lamenting over the things that they say to try to kill your joy or snatch your self-esteem, you only got one mind. So that's time that's being taken away from the things that are more of a primary focus for this season of your life. And so if somebody is constantly berating and laughing at your goals and your dreams, they disrespectful. That's disrespectful. They disrespecting your focus. And if you are choosing in this season of your life to focus on building your brand, building your entrepreneurial endeavor, who are they? That's disrespectful. Perhaps you just landed a new job. And at your job, you are focusing on learning all the things you need to learn to do a good job. You are focused on doing your best to show up for work with a great attitude and bringing your best thinking and your best habits to the workplace. And here comes that hating coworker trying to disrupt your flow. Here comes that hating coworker. You trying to do a report. You sending out emails on behalf of the job. You are working on a job-related task, and this hating coworker going to come and try to mess with your day. That's disrespectful. Because when people are disrespecting your focus, they are distracting you. And the number one killer of vision is distraction. The number one killer of vision is distraction. And a lot of times when people don't have a vision of their own, that there's nothing that they are putting their effort and their energy into that is positive, where they're bettering their life, they don't give a darn about yours. And so you got to be mindful. And so sometimes you cannot completely come out from among like a co-worker situation, but you can definitely set up some boundaries and put some distance there in terms of how much you engage them and how you interact with them. You got to stay away from people who disrespect your focus, because broken focus leads to divided vision. Broken focus leads to divided vision. And where there is no vision, the people perish. So I'm going to read you that from Proverbs 29:18. It says, where there is no vision, the people perish. And then it goes on to say, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he. I want to focus specifically on the aspect of the Proverb 29:18 that says, where there is no vision, the people perish. And the reality is, where there is vision, we do die. It's not a physical death, but your goals begin to die. They don't come into full maturity. The dreams and the desires of your heart that you go to bed thinking about and wake up dreaming about, a little bit more, it begins to die because you ain't doing nothing with your gifts and your talents. Your focus is everywhere. You're more focused on who's hating on you than building and cultivating your goals and your dreams. This is why you got to stay away from people who disrespect your focus. You don't got to have lengthy conversations. The older we get, your energy is a resource. I don't give up my energy that easily. Your energy is a resource. Just like you don't give your money indiscriminately. You don't walk around just throwing money indiscriminately that you need. I'm not talking about you're in a place where you're giving back to the community. We're not talking about that. But you don't just wastefully give your money indiscriminately. You can't wastefully give your time. Time is your life force. Time is so important that the Bible says, teach us to number our days so that we may apply our heart to wisdom. That's how important it is to respect your time. You got to number your days. Our days are numbered. Don't none of us get out of here alive. Our days are numbered. We have a certain amount of time to accomplish the things that we desire to accomplish and achieve and contribute. We don't have all the time in the world. We don't live infinity. We don't live forever, I should say. And so with that in mind, who are the people that disrespect your focus? You are going to have to be intentional about limiting their access to you. Now, sometimes, again, it could be somebody you live with. It could be somebody that you work with side by side, and you may not be able to totally come out from among them physically, but you can come out from among the effect they have on you by setting boundaries and limiting their emotional access. This is where you guard your heart. This is where you choose not to respond to certain things because you're like, my energy, that's a valuable thing. That's a pearl. That's a diamond. I can't be giving this stuff out like it's not valuable to me. I don't have all the time in the world. I don't even know if I have tomorrow. I pray I do. And I'm thankful for today. But the reality of this life is none of us know the day or hour. And if you got people to see, places to go, things to do, dreams to pursue, goals to accomplish, and a life to live with joy, peace, and meaning, then baby, stay away from people that disrespect your focus. Your focus is what matters to you. That's what matters to you. That's what you put your time and your heart and your energy into. And when people disrespect your focus, they'll break your vision. Broken focus leads to divided vision. And when your vision is divided, where there's no vision, the people perish. And this is why sometimes you don't really feel joyful. The joy starts to dry up and die. Peace of mind starts to dry up and die because we're so busy ruminating on the things that people say to try to break our focus that we're not focusing on our focus. Got to stay away from people who try to break your focus. It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful. If you are a high school student and you have people around you trying to get you to cut class because they don't give a darn about their grades, that's on them. But you know that you are trying to do something with your life and you know you need that piece of paper so that you can go on and do some other things with your life. You may have to do a whole revamp of the people you hang out with. Don't mean you got to be mean. You can always be cool. Hey, how y'all doing? What's up? And you keep it moving. It's the KISS rule. The KISS rule. No, the Kim rule. I'm sorry. The KISS rule is keep it simple. The Kim rule is keep it moving. K-I-M, keep it moving. And so sometimes you guys will learn to apply that Kim rule to people who are too familiar with you. That's a familiar spirit. They're so familiar that they don't respect your vision. They're too familiar with you. You ain't common. You got goals and dreams. You a child of God. Don't let people get so familiar with you that they're comfortable disrespecting your focus. You got one life to live. You do not have all the time in the world. And your energy is more valuable than money. You can always make money. You can always make money. Money goes up and down. But you only get one life. You got to number them days. And so I want to leave you with another scripture which comes from 1 Corinthians 15 and 33. 1 Corinthians 15, verse 33. And I'm going to give you the New International Version. It says, do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character. So it's interesting that it starts out with do not be misled. Misled means to be led astray. Led astray. And so if you are straying from your focus, that's being led astray. Do not be led astray. Bad company corrupts good character. And so we tend to utilize this verse and take it to the extreme, like bad company corrupts good character in terms of criminal activities or doing something that is extremely detrimental. But sometimes it's the subtleties. The Bible tells us it's the little foxes that spoil the vine. Reason being is because they go unnoticed. It's the little things. It's the little things. And so bad company corrupts good character. So when a person is disrespecting your focus, they be in bad company. And how it corrupts good character is part of your character has to do with having a vision. Being the type of person that your word is your bond, even your word to you. So if you say to yourself and you make a plan that, you know what, I'm working on my business plans today. I'm going to study for my exam today. I'm going to do this today. And you can fill in the blanks, whatever your this is. And you have somebody disrespecting your focus, being bad company, misleading you, leading you astray. It corrupts your character. You find that you don't even keep your promises to yourself. It happens to all of us, myself included. And what I have learned, the older I get, I have learned that if you were trying to disrespect my focus and showing me that my priorities are nothing to you, then I got to keep you at bay. If you speak against what I'm building, you disrespecting my focus. You being real disrespectful now. You disrespecting my focus. I can't really fool with you. And so perhaps you are someone who has changed your life around. Maybe you were in the streets, doing everything that gets done, living that street life. And your focus is now getting yourself together. Maybe you were in some sort of program where you were getting job training. Maybe you were in a program where you are working on addictions and you were living clean and sober. And you got people that's trying to bring you back to a place that God brought you out of and you are working to stay out of. And you're focusing on your sobriety. And you got somebody trying to bring you into places and spaces that can compromise your focus, which is your sobriety. Yo, they being disrespectful. They being disrespectful. No matter how nice they come at you, that's real disrespectful behavior, because you've already communicated that your focus is staying clean and sober. And if you've already communicated that you were trying to stay out of places and spaces that would tempt you because you know how hard you fought to keep your head straight and to stay off of the drug or alcohol of choice, and they don't care about your sobriety, that ain't a real friend. And they a real disrespectful person. Call a thing, they disrespectful. They disrespectful. And so if you're trying to stay out of a certain lifestyle because you know it almost killed you, and the people around you are trying to bring you back because that's not their focus. Their focus ain't your business. Your focus is your business. Be clear. What is your focus? And if people come around you to disrespect your focus, you're going to have to make some tough decisions. And sometimes it means walking alone for a season. Don't be afraid to walk alone. That's when God does his best work. Don't be afraid to walk alone. It was when Moses went to the mountaintop that he came down with a whole new revelation for the people that we call the 10 Commandments. Don't be afraid to walk alone for a season when it's just you and God, because that's when God is pouring into you. That's when God is taking your revelation to the next level. That's when God is giving you new level breakthroughs. And you will come down from the mountaintop, so to speak, unrecognizable. When Moses came down from the mountaintop, he was unrecognizable. Something so fundamentally within him changed that people didn't even know who he was. They was like, that's you, Moses? I'm paraphrasing, but that's the gist of it. He was unrecognizable after his mountaintop experience with God. And we have mountaintop experiences every single day, figuratively, because a mountaintop gives you, when you're at the mountaintop, if you've ever climbed a mountaintop gives you an elevated and panoramic view of what's possible. For the first time in your life, you start to see that there's more for you. Don't you let nobody snatch your focus. That's real disrespectful. And you are going to be different. If you went to the mountaintop of sobriety, you know you want to maintain that. And so when you come around some of the friends who are still drinking and drugging, you're going to be unrecognizable. Well, why you acting funny? You ain't supposed to be the same. You're not supposed to be the same. You got a new breakthrough of healing and delivery. You're not even supposed to be the same. So yeah, they gonna say you acting funny, you acting brand new. That's all right. You're supposed to be brand new. Thank you. That's a compliment. I'm glad I'm acting brand new. Let me keep this brand new attitude if it'll keep me from drugging and drinking. Thank you very kindly. And so in closing, you watch out for them people who have no regard, no respect for your focus, because broken focus leads to divided vision. And divided vision brings confusion. And God is not the author of confusion. He's the God of peace. Stay away from them folks that disrespect your focus. So I hope you found this video helpful. I want to share a couple of things with you. I want to start by sharing a resource with you, and they're actually the sponsor of today's video. So I want to thank BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. So if anyone is interested in pursuing professional therapy, they offer professional therapy online. And the way that they work is, once you set up the account with them, you can start communicating with your therapist very quickly. They're committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches. So if for some reason the first therapist is not the right match, they make it easy for you to change therapists. I'm going to give you a link that you can use. The link is also in the video description box. It's a code that you can use, and it's betterhelp.com/Cassandra. That's BetterHelp spelled HELP/Cassandra. And with this code, you get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/Cassandra. So if you're looking to get yourself into therapy, maybe there are some things that you want to work on, maybe there are some things that you want to unpack, you have that resource there. So I want to share two books that a lot of people have been talking about lately and asking about lately. So I want to make sure that you are aware. The first is the Soul Fast Workbook. You know, usually we do the Soul Fast, meaning the ministry, CassandраMack Ministries, during the season of Lent. We do it as a ministry corporately together every Lent. But for some reason during the summer, a lot of people like to do the Soul Fast, so people do it on their own. So I want to tell you a little bit about the Soul Fast Workbook. And so the Soul Fast is a 40-day master cleanse for your heart and mind, where you take out 40 days to just kind of detox from all the negativity. Think about all the negativity that we are dealing with and how it affects our mental health and our emotional stability. All day, every day, we're constantly taking in stuff from social media, the news, the world around us, the people around us, the haters on the job. And so what the Soul Fast is, it allows you to kind of detox from all of that so that you can get yourself back to a place where you have your joy, your peace. And just like if you've ever done a physical food fast or a master cleanse for your body, and you start eliminating toxins and it's coming out, it's coming out all the time. You're going to the bathroom regularly. You're getting rid of all of those toxins physically if you've ever done a fast for your body, a food fast. Well, when you do a fast for your mind, it's the same thing. You're getting rid of all of that stuff that's clogging up your joy, that's clogging up your peace of mind, that's clogging your focus, your creativity. So how it works for the 40 days is broken up into 4 chapters. So chapter 1 is days 1 through 10, where you focus on the mind. And this is where you detox from beliefs and thinking patterns that get in the way of mental well-being. You take 10 days to do that. Then chapter 2 is the heart, where you work on your emotional life. And this is where you take 10 days, days 11 through 20, to look at the emotions that are really intense that you might be struggling with, like bitterness, unforgiveness, feelings of inadequacy, shame, unworthiness. And you begin to detox from those things. And then it provides you with scriptures so that you can do the work and journaling pages to actually journal your 40-day journey. Chapter 3, you're working on your choices, right? Because the soul is the mind, the emotions, and the will. Our will is expressed by our choices and our actions. So chapter 3 is the will. This is where you look at your choices and you're assessing whether or not your choices are leading to fruitful outcomes or whether or not they're counterproductive, taking you away from the things that you desire to do, be, and have. So that's chapter 3, and that's days 21 through 30. And then the last chapter is our relationships, because our relationships affect our soul. It affects our mental health. It affects our emotional well-being. It affects even the choices we make. And so this is where you take 10 days, day 31 through 40, to evaluate the people who you spend the most time with, and you assess, what kind of effect are they having on me? And are there any people who I may need to come out from among? And if I can't do it physically because maybe we share the same office space or the same home, it could be a family member, can I begin to come out from the toxic interactions and create a new dynamic that allows me to have more peace? And so it's a 40-day process. But some people, the way that they're doing the soul fast is they do it in chunks. So some people commit to saying, you know what, I'm going to take 10 days to just work on my mental. Then I'm going to put it down for a while. And maybe in a month or two, I'll pick it up and then I'll work on the emotional piece. And so although the book is written for you to do it 40 days in a row consecutively, you can do what works for you. So if you need to chunk it down and decide, you know what, I'm just going to do chapter 1, then in a month or two, I'll pick up chapter 2. It can be done that way as well. The main thing is that you're using the journaling pages to track your progress and you're going through the activities outlined in the book. The second book I want to tell you about, and all of my books are available at Amazon. The link is in the video description box, my author link to all of my books. So that book is called the Soul Fast Workbook. The second book is the prayer book, and people have been raving about this book. People have been buying it as gifts for other people and giving them out. And so this book is simple prayers to pray when you don't know what to say. So if you want to begin to cultivate a more intentional and Bible-centered prayer life, then this is the book for you. Simple prayers to pray when you don't know what to say. And the way the book is organized is it offers Bible-based topical prayers. That means prayers by topic that you can say in 3 minutes or less. Certainly you have 3 minutes in the morning to just get yourself in a good spiritual space. And so the prayers are divided like prayers for stress when you're feeling stressed, prayers for peace when you need peace of mind, prayers for emotional strength, prayers for direction when you're not sure what to do about a situation. And the beauty is it starts with a Bible verse relative to that topic, so that rather than you having to figure out, where can I find Bible verses? Where do I go in the Bible when I need peace? It's laid out for you in the book. And it's you can say the prayers in 3 minutes or less. And think about how you charge your cell phone, right? The reason you charge your cell phone is so that when you wake up in the morning, most people, your cell phone is operating at full capacity and all the apps are working as they're supposed to work. Well, when you charge yourself up spiritually and psychologically through prayer, you are doing that so that you're operating at full capacity, because we understand that the world, has some stuff. The world can be a chaotic place. But when you start your day centered from within, then what happens is regardless of what comes at you, you are better able to deal with it because you started your day plugging into the greatest power source, God, and making sure that you have what you need to start your day with clarity, peace, and stability. And so that's what the prayers will do for you in simple prayers to pray when you don't know what to say. And again, my books are available at Amazon, and the Amazon link along with the link to everything else is in the video description box. So if you feel that these videos have been a blessing to you, please like. Let's build this channel. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Please share the videos across your social media. There's so much negativity in these YouTube streets. Let's be part of a positive movement of encouragement and inspiration by sharing these videos. If you would like to support the channel, At the bottom of the video, you'll see a heart where there's a super thanks. It says thanks. And you can give a donation of your choosing by way of a thanks, which you'll see at the bottom of the video. If you would like to sow into the ministry in general, you can go to CassandраMackMinistries.com. You'll see a link that says give an offering, and you can sow a financial seed into the ministry. I also have a Cash App. A lot of you asked, do I have a Cash App? My Cash App is TheCassandraMack. I would encourage for those who sow a seed, and I want to thank those of you who give and who sow a seed. I would also encourage you to name your seed, When you sow a seed, what are you believing for? What is it that you desire? Name your seed and have an expectation, right? The Bible says that we reap what we sow, and so when you sow, you ought to reap a harvest. The harvest may not come back in terms of a financial harvest. It's different for each person. It is what you need. It might be a harvest of emotional healing. It might be a harvest of greater joy. It might be a harvest that falls on your children. So it will look different for each individual because it is your specific relationship with God. So I cannot answer that question. But I know that when I sow, I name my seed and I believe with an expectation in terms of what I'm sowing into. And so with that being said, have an amazing day. Take care of yourselves and each other. Until next time,